For a lot of women, Cardi B is an idol. She signifies beauty, money, and fame, and most of all, confidence. What she talks about in her albums, her freedom of sexuality, and how she expresses herself is merely a dream to all women. But deep down, besides all of that phony stuff, I see a lady who is absolutely broken, a woman who's insecure, and a woman who's been through a whole lot, despite the fact that she is the Cardi B. And coincidentally, while I was looking for more information about this particular topic I was going to do today, I came across this lady by the name of Sarah Unfiltered on TikTok. Now, Sarah Unfiltered is a dating coach for women, and this video popped up.
If you're losing sleep over that loser of a man, it's because you're currently in your loser era, girl. You were not a loser, but you're acting like one right now. Oh, I know that's hard to hear, but behind every man who leaves a lot to be desired is a woman desiring him because she doesn't think she deserves better. You will keep picking men who treat you like crap because you treat yourself like crap. There is no way that you can look in the mirror and think highly of yourself knowing you're stressed over a man offering you crumbs. Nothing, because otherwise you wouldn't be tolerating it. If your self-love was high, you would put yourself on a pedestal because you know you're that girl.
This is interesting. She's holding women accountable. You keep picking men that treat you like crap. That sounds exactly like Offset and Cardi B. She's talking exactly to Cardi B, even though she wasn't thinking about Cardi B. She says, there is no way that you can look in the mirror and think highly of yourself. But she continues on to something else.
Any man who can't or is unwilling to meet you where you're at, who is unwilling to meet you at your level, is not worth your time.
Any man who is unwilling to meet you at your level is not worth your time. And so here's the problem that I have with women like this. She is correct because your level is where you're at. You just think it's higher than where it really is. And here's the issue that a lot of ladies have. You feel that somebody is meeting you or not meeting you at your level, when actually water seeks its own level.
He's right, you know.
And such is the story for Cardi B. You see, Cardi B is famous and she works hard and she has a lot of money. And it's great that we can believe that she's on some level that's higher than the men that she can attract. Now, her income status is higher, but her class level is not higher. And it's important to differentiate the two and to not conflate the two ideas. Because you're a good-looking lady, or you have a BBL, or you're famous, and you have all of this attention from other women, it does not mean that you're going to get a man that is, very loyal, a man that is responsible, a man that really cares about you. You're going to attract a man that's just like you. And again, we're not trying to say that Cardi B is a bad person, although she used to be a stripper that used to drug men.
Got him!
What we're saying is that Cardi B is not the kind of woman that most responsible men want to take seriously. No billionaire guy or hardworking guy who's ever achieved something looks around and say, you know what, Cardi B, that's the kind of woman that I want to marry.
Damn!
And this sort of situation has frustrated Cardi B because she ended up with an irresponsible man like Offset, a guy who is probably the most famous of the Migos rap group, but a guy nonetheless who is immature, irresponsible, and just young-minded, a man not ready for marriage. And of course, at the time, this was the best that Cardi B could do. And to be honest, it still is the best that she can do. And when you have two people who are immature in your crash outs and you come from pretty bad backgrounds, you're gonna have issues and you're not gonna stay together. Of course, you can be attracted to each other. Of course, you can have a lot of sex. And of course, you can get kids and all the other stuff. You're just not gonna stay together because both of you are crash outs. And this is exactly what happened between Cardi B and Offset. You see, Cardi B and Offset, as we know, are going through a divorce. Offset, I don't think, wanted the divorce. He wanted to stay with her despite the problems that, they were having. And Cardi B, who seemed to always just go back, is now getting those cheeks clapped by Mr. Peak, Mr. Pink, Snow Kane, aka Stefan Diggs. Booty clapping sounds. But Offset is like, nah, it's not gonna go down like that, boo, because I'm about to file for spousal support. And Cardi B is officially crashing out.
Listen up, y'all listening?
Listen up. The fact that I'm waking up right now, right? The fact that I'm waking up right now to see that this and his team, I know it's not his team. I know it's his ass, gonna tell the Breakfast Club the only reason why this mother asking for spousal support because I was asking for everything. Because I was asking for everything and because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a word to my mother. I want you to, but I want you to slow. Where you I want you to slow in the bed. And while you gotta think of me.
Huh?
Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, do you see what she's saying? She wants the man to be deleted. She wants the man to pass away. Now, this is something that Offset could never say because he would basically lose his career in the industry. But when a woman is talking like this, it really means that you still care about the guy. And the reason why you're going through this is because, well, you don't really value yourself. That's what the lady was talking about in the beginning. You don't really feel like you're that girl. You're being treated by crap and you are in your loser era. And it's not that you might not be a financial loser, but you're a loser when it comes to the dating market. And you don't have anything that a desirable man that you want would want to deal with. And again, this is important for women to know. A responsible man has a lot of options. Even irresponsible men have a lot of options. But a good man, a great man, a man that has wealth, a man that has a lot going on, doesn't want to deal with somebody like Cardi B. I mean, like, look at how she's acting towards Offset. So any man that has, you know, any kind of wealth, or he could be attracted to her, but just seeing how she acts right now, like, no man wants to put up with her. And the reason why she's acting like that is because she honestly doesn't believe that she deserves better. And so she can't believe that she stooped so low and let a guy like Offset get her pregnant, and she's going through those things because she currently believes that she can do better, although she can't because she's dealing with Stefan Diggs, who is nothing but a booty clapper and a cheater himself.
Got him!
But it doesn't matter because you can tell yourself anything. So instead of just understanding the man had the right to file for child support, you're on there crashing out, which could be admissible into court because you can't control your temper, you can't control what you say, and you look like, well, an immature lady. That's what you look like. I wanted to call you something else. Stop the show. No, it wasn't going to be the B word, but it was going to be something a little bit worse than immature. I just want to be nice because we're getting close to Sunday.
When I first filed for child support, my lawyer filed for child support. When I first filed for divorce, my lawyer filed for, and this started spazzing, right? So I told my lawyer, what's that called? There's a renew divorce paper, right? And in the renewed divorce paper, I asked for no child support. I didn't ask for no child support because I want to be done with this marriage. Like, I feel like I'm tied up. I asked for no child support. Kiari is allowed to see my kids. There is not one day that he's not allowed to see my kids. Okay? He stood up my kids 3 times. He have seen Blossom only like 5 times. Okay? And I've been trying to save your face. But for you, stop playing saying that I don't be seeing my kids. Stop playing because you don't want to look like a less of a. All right. If I keep you away from the kids, right? All right. You talk to the kids almost every single day. You call the kids every single day. I allow you to talk to the kids every single day. If I allow you to talk to the kids, why would I not allow you not to see the kids? It was a point that he was making a big deal like, oh, I'm not going to go to New York to see the kids because I'm not going to be seeing my kids in a hotel room. All right. I was like, all right, so you could see him in my mom's house. You still made it a big deal. And I love my daughter so much. Yo, if I'm lying, my kids could die if I'm lying. I said, you know what? To make it easier for you, you could see the kids in my house. Just because I want my daughter to feel the love of her dad, because I want my kids to have that love of their dad. I want the love of both parents, even if we're not together.
So here she's complaining about the fact that, well, Offset hasn't seen his children, and it's just the he say, she say kind of thing of who saw the kid, who hasn't seen the kid, who's done this and who's done that, and nobody really cares, because if you would have been the kind of woman that you should have been, then you wouldn't have never been attracted to Offset in the first place. But because you are a former stripper and you wanted to keep up that image and you wanted to play into that image of being a clap artist, if you will, well, you're going to attract somebody like Offset, a guy who is also into BBLs, and a guy who's irresponsible, and a guy who doesn't take women like you that seriously. So he may love you, but he doesn't take you that seriously, and now you're fed up because you ended up with a guy like him. And to make matters worse, you're now with Stefan Diggs, who doesn't take you that serious, and all of a sudden it's somebody else's fault. This is where the lack of accountability is, and this is why it's so important for women and men to control their image, because as you control your image, you also control who can come and respect or disrespect that image or not. And a lot of women are creating an image that men want to flirt with and take out on dates, but not necessarily respect. You have that image that people don't respect long term. Well, you end up getting pregnant or in relationships with these men that are not good people. And by default, the reason why you get with those people is because then you yourself are not a good person, and then you get upset about it when all you had to do was just clean up your image, and then you would have attracted yourself to other people, but you didn't. And a person that crashes out like you and can't control their emotions is the exact candidate for a guy like Offset, and you get exactly what you deserve, because nobody who is sane and has anything going for themselves will put up or even consider dealing with somebody like Cardi B on a daily basis. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. We just for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.